Okay. I can hear something. What? What? Unfiltered. Oh. Oh. All right. As long as the YouTube is working, I don't care. Alrighty. Assign participants. Click all access and select any scene to control people's visibility. Okay, well, I don't need to do that. Let's. Is that? Oh. How the heck? Click on a chat message. Nope. How am I getting? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Where, for real, where's the chat? Chris, are you watching? I show that you're watching. But not in the room. Invite guests, share screen. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? What is this? No. Okay. Where's Chris? I don't know where Chris is. It says he's in the room. Oh, it says he's on cam, but I don't see him because it says him and me are here. See? Oh, okay, 3 people. That means you, him, and me. Chris.
2 people on Facebook. 1 person.
Oh. Jeez. Okay. Sorry, guys. I was. This is why I do this early because I'm trying to figure things out. So, Chris is not here right now. He's going to try to come in and say hello, but I have Mike here, who I'm going to put on the hot seat. He'll I don't know if he's going to get on cam, but he'll be talking anyway. Either way. Okay. Chris says he'll be here in a few minutes. So I see there are people, and I guess the reason it looks different to me is because I'm not sharing the screen with anybody. And that's all chat. Look how big the chat is now.
Nice.
I know. Poor Chris. Like, look how nice the screen is without Chris there. I didn't say that. How is everybody doing? How are you, Mike? He's sitting right here, but he's going to answer in the chat. Not unwell. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm so glad to hear. So who else is out there? There's 2 people on Facebook, or 3 people probably, right? Because you're the only one on YouTube. Not unwell. So I'm just waiting for Chris to get here. But it's only 6:43. I started early. I really was anticipating there was going to be trouble. Oh, it's 6:52. Okay. Why does that say 6:43?
When you started, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe so. Okay, that's better. That's better. Hi, Owen. Hello. Oh, Lord, I'm starting to say hello like you.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Owen? How is Illinois? Is it good? Is it dry? It rained here a little bit. Chris is not here yet, and when he does get here, he may not be able to stay. But I have Mike here, and I will make him debate with me. We will have a debate. We have a good topic. Right, Mike? I don't know what he's being shy about. We got 2 inches. Okay. I don't think we got that much. I don't think it rained that much, did it? Here? No.
Speckled.
Yeah, I think we had more wind than rain. Well, I'm sure you guys needed it. We had a pretty dry year this year. I don't know if you guys did, Owen, but we did. We have not had a lot of precipitation. You'll have to leave early. Why? How dare you? There's Chris. There.
All right, hold on a minute. Let me see what's going on here. Hold on, kids.
He's got to play darts.
I gotta go on here. Camera's got. Hey,
Hey.
listen. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out to the beach real quick. Hang on. Let's see if I can
Okay.
do that. I don't know if it's gonna reach. If I lose you, I lose you. Hold on. I'm gonna take my cocktail.
Of course you are. Hi, guys. Hi.
All right. Let's go do this thing live and get done with it.
Don't put yourself out, Chris.
I'm only kidding. Here, hold on. I'll walk you through.
Okay.
We're gonna do this. There's the Abash. I don't know. We're gonna go to the bar out by the pool. We're gonna do this. By the time I get there, it'll be about that time. Joni Sullivan. Is it on my Facebook too? Is it still going?
Yeah, it is. It is.
People are gonna wonder how is that going on, and he's over there, and what's happening. So, all
We'll
right, let's
tell
do
him.
this.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm gonna get some people. I'm gonna get some people involved. All right.
Oh, are you?
Listen, is this like a family affair over here? Because there's a podcast I do in New York, and I have to still be on live. So say hello. They're in a room and say live. Say it's unfiltered real talk in New York. It's on live now. What's the
Hi.
group? What's the group name? What's the group
What?
name? Thank God for technology. I can still work. Hello, everybody. All right, all right, all right. So we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do this. Let's get this
All
over
right.
with.
Oh, stop it with the get it over with.
I'm kidding with you.
I know. Hey, if anybody's listening to this on replay and you want to fast forward through all of this, just go to about 15 minutes in and you'll skip it.
Listen, you're not gonna see much at the beach, so I'm gonna hang out under a tiki thing.
All right.
We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have a cocktail. Donna
What
Fowler,
are
we
you
got
drinking,
people.
Chris?
Listen, I'm drinking Captain Morgan. All right. Cheers, Captain Chris. Tonight I can do it real. Listen, one day you come to Jersey, you ain't even gonna know where the water is. All right. All right.
No
So
water
listen,
in Jersey. They don't have water
are
in
we
Jersey.
ready to start this? What's our topic tonight, huh? What are we talking about?
We are talking about what did I call the let me look at my notes because I would like to
Because what
call
I'm
it.
going to do tonight is I'm going to hit some zingers. I'm going to hit you hard, and then I'm going to disappear, and you're on your own. And now I'm going to figure it out when I come back. I'm
Oh,
going to have to make up for all.
you're gonna
What's
hit
up,
me
Mike? How you
hard.
doing, Mikey? Mike.
Chris.
So apparently I didn't write down what I told you the other day. That was a great title for it.
Do I
And now
need to go find the text? Because there's a lot of text I got to go through.
I know. That's why I thought I wrote it down separately.
I got to teach you organization.
Oh, please. Let's see. I gotta wade through all of this Chris drama. Watch how much
Chris, that's easy
look
on that. We're live.
look at how far I have to go back. Chris drama.
I got to go back the same way. Let's just get this going. Come on.
Hey, it's not 7 yet. Cool your jets, dude.
We got 2 minutes to share to air
I
time.
know. I'm trying to find it.
All right. It's
Let's
funny
see.
because the entire patio is looking at me like, what's going on here?
Because I think it was Friday, right? Friday morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Saturday. Oh, now who is that pretty lady right
All right,
there?
say hello. Which? I know what you're showing me. All right, what's going on here? Say hello to Ryu. Everybody's over there partying down at the live. All right. Oh, nice. All right.
Well,
I don't know. Can I drink on the network? Is it okay?
I guess. I don't know, Chris.
I think it's
I'm drinking. Drinking again. That's all I can do.
Mike says
So you
he
got to
thinks it's okay as long as you're not selling it.
selling what? So I'm not selling alcohol. I'm
Right.
drinking it. I don't sell it. I drink it. I mix it with the Beach Buddha coffee, though. The rum with the Beach Buddha coffee make the Beach Buddha Coconut
Maybe.
Bay rum runner. It's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. It might be easier to find in the group. I'm leaving now.
Don't
No.
listen. I don't listen. Make something up. We'll talk about it.
No, stop it, Chris.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you
I
what it
have
is. Hold
one
on.
minute.
Hold on. I'm gonna look through the pictures. Hold on.
But I'm gonna find it here in a
Hold on.
moment.
I'm gonna find it. It's
Um,
we're talking about broken trust. How to repair it? No, or
no,
building a foundation, or how
no.
to be honest.
You're looking at the list. I already looked at that.
Oh, Lango.
I told you.
Oh, well, you handle it then. I don't know what to tell you. I can't do much. I can't. I don't want to lose the service that I got. Right now, I'm in a good spot.
All right. Just give me a second.
Oh, I love this place. I'm not coming back.
You're not coming back?
I'm going to be a concierge. I'm just going to sweep the floors and forget about all this entertainment stuff.
Okay. I pick you over the other options. Jeez.
Yes, yes, yes. I like it. All right, we're
I
going to have
pick
to make
you over
this
the
quick.
other options.
Let me just tell you, I might have to forget all the options tonight.
Oh, Chris, I swear.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to hear your reaction to that. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna kick
Hold
your
on,
ass. I
we're
told
live.
him last night if I
Hey
was
guys,
there,
say
I would
we're
slap him.
live in New York on the Unfiltered podcast. Say hello. We're just
All right,
having
it's
one
7 o'clock.
soda.
I
It's
told
7 o'clock.
people.
Roll tape,
All
roll.
right, everybody. Oh, roll. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Unfiltered Real Talk with Christine and Chris Anthony. Chris Anthony coming from where?
I am live at the Rio Antilles in Aruba. We're hanging out via way of New York, and I'm having a little cocktail. So I'm allowed to do this tonight. I'm not selling liquor. I'm just drinking it.
Chris, you drink every week. I think it's okay.
I don't have a problem. I drink. I get drunk. I fall down. No problem.
No problem. It's okay. He falls down and
All
he
right.
gets back up. All right.
So, all right. Listen. So, uh, choosing. What are we talking? We got choices. We got choices, right?
Okay, so Chris wants us to skip the BS tonight and get straight to the naming the topic because he
I,
doesn't know if he's going to lose his connection or not. So
I
if
got.
we
I'm
can
going to lose my connection. I have
if
a table with dinner reservations with people waiting for me. But I want you all to know that Christine and this podcast and each and every one of you are very important to me. So that's why I had to log on a little bit and at least make sure that I'm committed. Committed. It's all about commitment. However,
is it
which
Chris?
which
All about
commitment do you choose
uh-huh. And how far
in the
how long
dating
do you
world?
how long do you let that go on
In
before
the
it
dating
becomes
world, when you're dating and you're seeing one or two or talking to people, when do you decide that your heart belongs with one or the other? And when do you say, I'm going to go all in and decide you're it or you're it or you're out? And how do you get the guts to do all that? That's what I
and
want to know.
and I want to talk about the thing that the women want to know about, which is at what point do you stop, or at what point does it look like you're playing? At what point does it look like you're stringing people along?
And I want to make a point to that. Playing, playing, okay, is not just playing. I mean, if your heart is telling you one thing, did you all see The Bachelor? Did you all see the Silver Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, whatever he is, Silver Fox Bachelor, whatever that guy was?
No.
All right. He had 30 different women to choose from, okay? He had to choose, boil it down to two. And he married one, and I knew he should have chose the other one, but he chose the other one. So it wasn't right. So how do you know what the right choice is? How do you know?
Okay.
And
You
when it
can't.
comes to your heart, how do you know? Okay, how do you know what's right and what's wrong without being called a player when you're trying to decide what's good for your heart.
Yeah, we're going to get into this because, Chris, you are oversimplifying this. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of this, and we're going to talk about this. I pulled my sleeves up. I'm
All right,
ready
we're
to
gonna put
duke
your
it
sleeves
out.
up because you got 3.5 more minutes with me till I time out on this. But we're gonna catch up on this when I come back because this is a good topic.
Yeah,
This is good.
we're doing 2 episodes.
Oh,
Okay.
this is gonna be a twofer. Yes,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
production. All right.
And when Chris, just so y'all know, when Chris leaves, I'm putting Mike on the hot seat. And Mike will have something to say because we have a little bit of a story regarding this topic, as
Here's a
does Chris.
story of a man named Mikey who was living in a very special world. He had a few little children and an ex-wife and now a beautiful girl. Till the one day when he met this girl named Christine, and he knew she was very pristine. And she looked right in his eyes and say, "Don't play with me, 'cause I'm not wearing a disguise. I am real talk. I am real talk."
Oh,
All
Lord.
right.
We have a theme song.
Bravo.
Bro. Good job, Chris. Good job. He's putting a show on for all those people on the beach. Okay, so we are talking about having options and
Yes.
and how do you decide who to go with? At what point do you decide to make that choice? And one thing I want to point out, because this is kind of, no matter what happens, Chris, you may not make the right choice. Okay, you don't always make
But I
the
want
right
to tell you, I don't
choice,
like the
Chris.
fact that we're saying what's the choice. People are not options. People's hearts are not options. People's
Okay,
hearts are real. You have to
what are
decide.
you doing? What are you doing when you're dating 2 women?
You're trying to find where your heart belongs. You're trying to
Sure,
find where
but
your soul belongs. You're trying to find
right,
what you
but
feel, what's important to you.
you're putting too much, like what, yeah, emphasis or whatever on the word option. Who
It's
cares?
very,
Let's
it's
just,
very, very important. I want to ask a couple ladies. I want to ask their opinions, but I don't know if they have
well, but
boyfriends. I'm
that's
going to
not
wait
what
and
the
see.
show's about. The show's not about whether it's an option or not. The show is about, that was just like what, a way to get across the point that of what we're going to talk about. People are not options. We all know that. People
No,
are not
no. People
options.
are real. People's
Yes.
hearts are real. People's things are real. Everything is
Yes,
real.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just a title. It's just a title. Okay. The titles, if you go back and look at all the titles, sometimes they're silly and
Listen.
whatever. You know.
Your heart doesn't make titles. Your heart makes vibes. Your heart makes energy. It doesn't care about a title. Your heart knows what it wants. Period.
I'm gonna kill you tonight.
Who, me?
You have to leave.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Who?
Oh, I don't know, Chris. I don't know. Okay, yes, you are correct. You are correct. Whatever
Wait,
you
one
just
in
said,
one breath you want to kill me, in one breath you want to tell me I'm correct. Which is it?
because I want to move on. I want to move on, and I just want to. I want to continue on down this road. So this is what we're going to talk about. I don't think that we can really get involved in it, with Chris, because he's
Right.
got to leave.
But we will get involved in this for sure.
Next week. Now, Chris, what day do you get back next week?
I come back the 28th. All right, we got an event to do here, and then a little bit of play, and I come back the 28th. So, what day is
Okay,
that?
so you get back on
I get
Tuesday.
back on a Tuesday, but I'll be ready. I'll figure it out
So you'll be able to be here for Tuesday's show.
somehow. Yeah.
Are you going to be home? Are you coming back home?
No, I am coming back home. It doesn't matter where I am. We can still do it.
Wow.
I'll just look at the time. It doesn't matter. We'll still do it. Listen, I'm committed. We talk about commitment. I am committed. I am committed. Now, my heart and figuring out all the stuff we're talking about, you got to trust your heart. You got to go with your heartstrings. Your heart's like a geppetto. The strings get pulled, you know?
And you also have to realize, which everybody does, that there's always going to be risk, but you can't let the risk cause fear. You've
Where
got
there's risk, there's reward.
Yeah, what do they say about the only regret you have is the regrets you never took, or the
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
yeah.
If your heart tells you to take a shot, you take a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go. I'm getting summons and I'm timing out.
All
I
right.
love you guys. I'll try and step in a little while. I'll come back on the stream. If not, I love you. Peace out, everybody, and
All right.
I'll see you back in New York.
Have fun, Chris. Stay
All right,
safe.
guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, I mean, definitely.
With what?
He said goodbye. That Mike just said, nothing ventured, nothing gained. What we were talking
Oh,
about.
couldn't hear that. All right. Peace out. I'll see you guys back in New York. Bye-bye.
Bye. I better not talk till he leaves.
Yeah.
All right, guys, he's gone. He's going to hear that. Okay, so, where to start? All right. So now Mike is here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just, you know what, Mike, if you could like look, you've been doing a good job with the chat. I appreciate that. He's been saying hi to people and he's been chatting away. So you keep doing that for a minute. Okay. So he's gonna talk to you guys. Just so you know, I see your comments, all right? But I'm gonna talk about this topic. And I actually have a lot to say about it. What's new? So options. Okay, as Chris pointed out, people are not options. I get it. All right. Can I say it's kind of like a metaphor? I mean, you know, I wasn't literally saying y'all are options. All right. But when you are dating, as we've been recently calling it, in the dating pool, and you've got a lot of options, and that is what they are, because you don't know these people yet, and you have a lot of options to go on dates and get to know people. So people date multiple people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure that's been going on since dating's existed. You know, some people don't do that. Some people do never date multiple people at once. I'm one of those people. I couldn't handle it. Options. I haven't found one, Donna. Well, you know, and I'm talking about on the dating apps. I mean, in life, out in the wild,
More difficult to have options.
Very difficult to have options out in the wilds. And yeah, so no, I'm talking about on the dating apps. So Mike and Chris both. Now, Chris has been meeting people generically or organically, being introduced, you know, by friends and things. Mike and me, we were on dating apps, and even though we had different ways of going about finding people, Chris and Mike ended up in the same sort of situation, dating multiple people. And for Mike, it got very confusing, and because of the situation, it created a very interesting conversation that we ended up having to have, because I kind of kept pulling at the string, you know, teasing about it and making jokes about it. And then finally, like 2 nights ago, it's like, okay, we got into it. And the nice thing about us is we can get into stuff and it's totally okay. I mean, we can get really deep, and
Nobody's bad.
No, yeah, it's all good. So we did. And I want to talk to you guys about that. And I'll get Mike's opinion on everything too, because his opinion is different than mine. But when you are dating multiple people, men and women think differently about this. A lot of women won't date multiple people at one time, whether it's just because it's a distraction or because they feel kind of awkward about it, and they only go out with guys that they really think are a possibility, a strong possibility, which is what I do. I would go out on one date. When I went out on one date, I had other men, not that I was physically meeting, but I had other men that I was actively having conversations with. And if this guy that I'm going out with does not result in a second date, then I will say goodbye to him, and I will go back to the other men that were on the dating app, and I will go to the one, and I don't just go to anybody. I go to the one that I'm most, you know, attracted to. It's like a priority list. And so that's how I would do things. And I told Mike, I'm just going to talk about our situation. Chris isn't here, and we're going to get into his situation next week, because this will be a 2-parter. You'll see there's a lot to say. But for Mike and I did tell him after we met, like on the first date at the end of it. And I made it clear, I'm like, this has nothing to do with you per se. I'm not asking you to do this, but I want you to know I'm not going to talk to other people. I can't. That's just how I am. I'm not saying there's any kind of, I'm not asking for exclusivity. We've been on one date. It's not even over yet. I'm just saying, I want you to know, I'm not going to bog down my mind talking to a bunch of guys. I'm going to concentrate on you. I want to see if you are what I'm looking for. And I don't think I can do that by, concentrating on other people as well. Well, he took that sort of as a challenge, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we started sharing who we're talking to, and that was fine if he wanted to take it that way. And when he did that, I made it clear. I'm like, I'm not saying I want you to do that. I just want you to know that's how I do things. So anyway, so we talked about it. He was talking to like three other people besides me. I told him, I don't even know how many people I'm talking to. I mean, I probably have 5 active conversations, but I don't have any dates. I haven't dated. At this point, I hadn't dated in, I don't know, maybe a few weeks anyway. And that's how that went. He proceeded to, by the end of that night or the end of the second date, and we had a date the next day, he ended up getting rid. So I didn't get rid of the guys.
It was that night.
It was that night. I did not delete the guys off my app. I didn't tell him I was going to. I told him I'm not going to talk to them. He deleted them. One he even blocked. I'm like, and I'm standing there going, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, stop. And he did it anyway. I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you block her? What if we don't like each other after a couple of dates? And he's like, nope. I what you said makes sense. I don't want to be distracted. I want to pay attention to this. I'm like, all right, fine. So we went ahead and we had our dates. Now we started talking, and I knew that. All right. I knew he had slept. I know some of you is going to really judge him hard on this, and you're probably going to judge me too for ignoring it, or not ignoring it, but accepting it. He slept with somebody before our date. It has nothing to do with me, nothing at all to do with me. And it did not bother me in any way. I felt nothing about it. The only thing that bothered me was I knew he wasn't really happy with the situation. He didn't want to pursue a relationship, yet he was sounding wishy-washy about the whole thing. And so just as a person who cares about other people, I had a talk with him, and I'm like, hey, you need to, don't settle. Guys, don't ever settle. Don't ever settle. If it's not good, move on. You do not, at our age, don't be making decisions based on, oh, well, I can get this and this, but I can't have that. Just hold out for what you want, so you have a good, sustainable, healthy relationship. And that's what we said. And so he ended things with the person that he slept with. There was really nothing to end, but he had left her kind of on hold. And so that sets the scene. And the reason I tell you guys this is because that sets the scene for what I'm going to tell you happens. So the little string that I kept picking at, and this is an example of the pitfalls, the dangers of dating multiple people. And we're going to get into all the words that are said. I mean, showing somebody that you've got all these emotions for them, or you think you might. You got to be very cautious of how you speak to people when you're in this dating mode. So the timeline wasn't making sense, and it kept coming up. And the one thing that I knew was Mike and I had been talking for about 3 weeks. He had not asked me out. We talked about this like on one of our first podcasts here. He didn't ask me out. 3 weeks. He didn't ask me out. I finally got to the point. Now, I will say this. When he originally contacted me, I took it priority-wise, he went to the top of the list. I liked his picture. I thought he was very attractive. And that was before I talked to him. Then I talked to him, and I'm like, oh gosh, I love the way he talks. We talk great. So it built, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. But he didn't ask me out. And then he was doing this thing where he only contacted me after 11 o'clock at night. And he told me, I'm a night owl. It looks like you are too. I'm like, yeah, I do stay up late. And so, but he would only contact me after 11. And that kind of bothered me. And that helped me to come to the conclusion that he had friend zoned me. And after I accepted that, I was like, okay, fine. He's not a viable option. Oh, there's that word. He's not a viable option as a partner. Candidate as a long-term partner. So I put him in the friend zone where I thought he placed me based on the lack of communication, and he'd go for days without talking to me and didn't ask me out. So it went on like that for a while until he did ask me out. Now that I kept teasing him about. Why didn't you ask me out? Why did you ask the other ladies out? He had 3 dates. 3 dates that week, the week that he ended up finally asking me out. After all these dates, after all the dates, he asked me out. He actually asked me out driving to the date with the one that he slept with. And I only found all this out 2 nights ago because I kept pulling at that string. Why didn't you ask me out? And it kind of was bothering me. I mean, it kind of hurt my pride a little bit or my self-esteem, I guess. I was like, the more I think about this, the more I'm like, why didn't you ask me out? If you claim that you liked me so much, why wouldn't you? And originally he said, oh, it was the long game. I'm like, well, your long game sucks because, and I told him all the stuff, I put you in the friend zone. I thought you put, I wasn't interested in you anymore. As a matter of fact, when you did ask me out, I said, okay. But when I went, I totally didn't expect anything to happen because I had to, change my mindset towards him because he talked to me for 3 weeks without asking me out. Then, because I kept picking at the question, why didn't you ask me out? He ended up wanting, because I went further and I said, wait a minute. When did you ask the other ones out? And so I started putting it together and I'm like, wait a second, because he kept saying, I asked her out because I asked the one I slept with out before you because it was the timing. I talked to her before you. I'm like, no. So I kept pushing on that. So he ends up going to the app and he wants to clear the air. He's like, okay, I'm going to look at the timeline right now. And we're going to sit here and we're going to look at it. I'm like, you don't have to do that. And he should. Well, it's good. It's good that he did it. But in the moment, I was like, you're making it worse.
Because at first I thought I slept.
Yes. When he first started looking at the timeline and putting it together, it looked like, and I totally was like, you slept with that woman the day we met. And he was like, basically like, and what if I did? I'm like, no, don't say that. And I'm like, it is about integrity. And that bothered him that I said that. But it is. And he's like, why? It's just, I mean, yeah, he keeps going, dating pool. It's just a dating pool. We weren't committed. I hadn't even met you. I'm like, yeah, but Mike, you were meeting me that night. This doesn't even have to do with anything other than the fact that you were going to see me. You were going to see me that night. And I said some kind of crass things. I should say what I said. I said, you were going to meet me with another woman on your cock. I'm like, how could you fucking do it? And he goes, I took a shower. I'm like, no. So this was really bothering him. He went in and checked, and no, we really dug into the dates. And what it comes down to is, and it's still not good. And that's why that we're doing this podcast, because guys don't think of this. But what it came down to was he had been talking to me for 3 weeks. He didn't ask me out yet. He says he was he said things like, what did you say, Mike? Speak up. What did you say?
You're so special and different. I wanted to take my time with you. I was intimidated by you. You're a goddess to me. You're out of my league.
Okay, so he said all that, and he's been saying all of that for a while. I'm like, how could you say that to me? How am I even supposed to believe you? You didn't ask me out for 3 weeks, and we come to find out this woman that he slept with, he talked to her on one day, and the next day he drove to her, and then he stayed with her for days and fucked her. And I'm like, and he was talking to me. He was talking to me. And I told him, I think there's a problem with that. I understand we hadn't met, but can you not understand that you were trying to tell me that you thought you could have something meaningful with me, yet you were in bed with someone else? And the more we talked about, and you hadn't asked me out, and that's really the biggest part. And 3 weeks, I delete after. Thank you, Kathy. I told him. He kept saying he's playing the long game. Oh, but it worked. I'm with you.
Proof is in the pudding.
Proof is in the pudding. And I'm like, no, you are just saved by the grace of I don't know what, because I do what Kathy does. I delete after a couple of days. And he was not ghosting me. I mean, originally I thought he was ghosting me. I thought he had disappeared, but then he came back.
2 days.
2 days. She deletes after a few days. I thought that he was probably talking to someone else. He was online. He'd be talking to other, and he knows this is true. Sometimes those apps show you're online and you're not. And I know that, but it was freaking every damn day. Come on. Who was he talking to? I felt like a dirty secret, and that's silly, but I did. He would only talk to me after 11 o'clock at night. So my point that I was making, show your face, Mike. There's his face. Is that if you don't want your potential wife or long-term love to have a hurt heart, and if you don't want a hurt heart to have to hear it, you need to be cautious. And Mike even said, we don't agree with the semantics of it, but he did say that if he had anything to say to men, it's to be cautious when you're dating multiple people, right? Is that what you said? Yeah. Be cautious and consider the women, and consider the fact that women think differently than men. We know that is true. Men, we think differently of sex. We think differently with our emotions. We're different. We are probably never going to agree on this topic, although there are men who would never do this, but the majority of men would. And there are women that would too, but the majority of women wouldn't. So women don't do it because they kind of think it's kind of scuzzy, and kind of like, if I think that a man has the potential to be my partner for life, I don't want to be going out on dates. The minute that I think that, I'm done until I'm not done. And I told him, the more we talked about it, I realized I think I know what he did. And this is such a guy thing too. He didn't ask me out. I hate to say hedging bets. It wasn't hedging bets. This man had not had any physical contact for a couple years. He wanted to get out there and do what some men do. I keep looking at him because I'm making sure he's okay with what I'm saying. He wanted to get out there and play the field a little bit before he met me, because he does feel this way. He knew that if he met me and he thought that I was as awesome as he felt I was, that he would stop talking to all other women, and this woman was going to let him sleep with her. And he wanted it because he didn't know what was going to happen with me. I was like a wild card. And so he took it. And boy, did he take it. 4 fucking days. 4 days. Christine, I'm going to be blunt. If you have to get all these questions answered, you didn't trust him. I didn't know him. I didn't know him. Of course I didn't trust him. I mean, no. That's harsh. Trust is something that builds, right? You have to know a person to trust them. I trusted him as the person that I think that I knew him as, and you have to remember, I didn't ask a lot of questions. I had one question that he couldn't answer, and that's the only reason I kept picking at it. That one question was, when did you ask them out? Why didn't you ask me out first? If I'm so great, what stopped you from asking me out for 3 weeks? Because it resulted in you sleeping with someone else. And that's why I'm curious. And I made it clear. I'm like, look, I don't care that you slept with her. I mean, I guess I do, as far as you could have been with me. We'd been talking for weeks at that point when you met her. You met her one day on an app and you were in her bed the next day. You were talking to me for 3 weeks and hadn't even asked me out. Why? So yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's a question that a lot of people may ruminate on. Sorry, Mike, you would never be an option for me after that stunt. See, and this is why I said this is going to be controversial for people, not just what he did, but the fact that I chose him, even though I knew this. And the other night, finding out that there really was no good excuse for not asking me out for 3 weeks. And I really do feel, I believe him. I do believe him that he was, I don't know if he was intimidated, but I definitely believe that he was worried on some level because he thought that I was going to either reject him or I was going to be,
Out of my league, baby.
Out of his league is what he says. It's not true. We're together. But I do believe he had those thoughts that was stopping him. But I do think after talking to him that there was more to it. I do believe that he was being a man in a candy store and he wanted to taste some candy before he met me because he knew if it went well.
Now, I think we need to drive home the point that I didn't have to reveal any of this information to you. And
well, that's
true
true.
Because
that's
we
true.
have honesty and transparency.
That is true. And okay, he told me about this before we started dating. Okay, that's the first thing. He was very transparent about it. Everything that he did the other night was mostly for him, honestly. He was like, I need to see the timeline on this. Am I really the dog that it sounds like I am? And no, because even he thought he might have slept with her on the same day that he was going to be meeting me, and he didn't like that I said that showed a lack of integrity. It really bothered you, right? And I told he said that. He said that he didn't like that I thought that about him. And I said, see, that's just it. I don't think that about you. That's why it's bothering me, because I never would have thought. And Kathy speaks about trust. Obviously, I must have had a lot of trust in him as far as whatever you can give to a person that you don't really know yet. I must have, because he told me he slept with somebody and I trusted him enough to believe all the other things he was saying, and all the other things that he was saying. Those were the things that mattered to me. I didn't care that he slept with somebody before we met. The only reason that became an issue was because it started bothering me why he left me on hold for 3 weeks and yet he was dating. See, and that was the thing. That was kind of nagging at me, right? Because I kept bringing it up. Not a lot, but every once in a while I tease him. And the teasing started getting more like questions. I was like, but okay, I teased you about it, but seriously, why did you go on dates with other women? Why could you ask them out? Because he went on 3. He went on 3 dates. So he asked 3 women out.
Dating pool.
See, and that's all he says, dating pool. And that's not the point. The point is, dating pool or not, why not me? What was wrong with me? What was wrong with me? That was what was bothering me. And that was what needed to be talked about. Why is he saying that he slept with her? Because he did. What?
It came up in conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see what he means. Why say it? He was being transparent. We tell each other everything, and we've been that way since we started talking. Yeah, we were that way when we talked on the app. I mean, we are just 100% transparent with each other. We don't have a relationship like you guys probably are used to seeing, right? We are 100% transparent with each other. We tell each other everything. I mean, it wouldn't matter.
Faults.
Yeah, everything.
Failures.
Everything. And we're good with it. There's just no, I mean, we had this whole conversation. You would think it might have been contentious, and it was not. What happens before you get together with someone shouldn't matter. Exactly. But what happens when you are together does. I agree. But that's what I'm explaining. I don't care that he slept with her, right? I have made that perfectly clear. It happened before we met. My question was, why didn't you ask me out? Because I knew that if he had asked me out, he would have stopped seeing everybody else. So then it became a question, why? And it wasn't because I thought that I was less than these other women. I really didn't think that I was some, lesser desired potential. I didn't think that. And maybe that's why it bothered me so much, because I wanted to know why. It made no sense to me. What is the reason for sleeping with her? Well, yeah, like I said, he is, okay, this is going to sound bad. And, Mr. Fix-It, don't take this wrong. I'm just going to start here. He's a man and he had not had sex in 2 years. And he came from a very long-term relationship where for a while it hadn't been satisfying in that department either. So he was, like I said before, like a kid in a candy store. And it was presented and he took it. It's just that simple. And Donna says, I'll never know. I'll never know if I was the lesser option. And I mean, you're right. I don't know what's going on in his mind, but I think that because of the type of relationship we have and how deep we went into it the other night, and how much it's off, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Other than this, he even said to me, I asked him, is it okay if I talk about this on the podcast? Because I'm going to tell them everything. And he's like, yeah, it'll probably be cathartic for you. I'm like, no, I don't need something cathartic for this. It just doesn't, none of it bothers me anymore. We had a very long, drawn out discussion. I asked him everything I needed to ask. We found a lot of discrepancies in the timeline, which we had to correct by just digging deeper into the timeline. And the only thing we came away with was the fact that he didn't ask me out until after he met this woman. And I honestly believe, and he doesn't know, he said that he agrees, but I do believe it's because he knew when he met me, he'd stop seeing everybody. At least he was hoping that. Honey, is that what he is saying, or is that what you are concluding?
I showed you on Google Maps exactly where I was on what dates and what times.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Yeah.
So if you're talking about the timeline, I was sitting right with him, and because of his job, he Google follows or whatever himself. Yeah. So he pulled up where he was on all the days. That's how we actually pinpointed the timeline, because he wanted to make sure that he had not slept with her the same day we met. So he pulled up the like GPS history, and we could see where he was each day. So we knew exactly what day.
The app conversation.
Yeah. And then, the app conversation timelines, which we were able to go back into the app and read everything. He says no, so I'm guessing that's not what he meant. Let's see. Okay, then what's the problem? That's what I said, Kathy. I said I don't have a problem. The only reason I wanted to do the podcast on this topic was because I want men to, as Mike said, it's like a cautionary tale. And I was telling this to Chris the other day. If you're dating somebody, and say you're dating 3 people, and one of them's a standout, one of them you're starting to feel like is the one, I think you need to be cautious once those feelings start showing themselves. I think that's when you start being cautious. If you don't want what happened to us, we are a different kind of people. We were able to hash it out and talk about it, and we were over it. That's by the time we were done talking, it was done. It doesn't bother either. We're fine. Most people don't, aren't able. It would really, really mess him up, and it was hurting his heart. It was hurting his heart that I was questioning whether he actually even wanted to go out with me. Why did you not ask me for 3 weeks? We needed to talk about it, but I don't have any questions left. I don't have any problems with it left. I'm only talking about it because I think people need to consider this dating pool And
That's the question. When do you go?
right,
exclusive?
right. So that is the question that, that this podcast is bringing up is, when do you decide? And you don't have to decide you don't have to tell the person that you're pursuing. Like me, I didn't tell Mike I want to be exclusive. I didn't say that. I mean, let alone the fact that it was the first night. I'd be crazy if I did, but I didn't. I just let him know, this is how I handle things. I like you. I want a second date with you. And I don't typically have second dates. But my rule is kind of like, if I do have a second date, I stop talking to other people because it's a distraction. And I have decided that you seem worth pursuing. That's how I handle things. To me, that seems right. Mike, I believe he believes that. And that might be why he didn't actually ask me out. But I don't know.
I agree.
Okay, he agrees. And he did. As soon as we had our first date, he was done. He didn't come to that on his own conclusion, though. I told him what I do, and he's like, I like that. I'm going to do it. And I'm like, please don't. Please don't,
So do you know about dating or dating pools or exclusivity? Or
He keeps saying it's because he didn't know how dating works. Fairness to him, it's been over 30 years. And then you didn't even date a lot. Yeah, he was like me. I didn't date when I was young. I got married. So let's see. The reasoning for him sleeping with the girl. Oh, okay. Him being a guy and stuff. Was that him saying that out, or are you just making conclusions? It's something that we talked about. It was something that I asked him. Because we talked about it, and he's just like, it just happened, and I, maybe I was still feeling like lack of integrity. And I think he thought I was thinking that because then he starts saying, you've done that. You've slept with somebody on the first date. And I'm like, yeah, I did. And I had a friend with benefits situation one time also, but it wasn't when I was wanting to date you, because I thought but here again, this is just the way I handle things. It's not the way he did things. But I told him that you would not have caught me sleeping with somebody, especially if I slept with somebody for 4 days in a row. Like I stayed at their house for 4 days and slept with them. I probably don't have any dates lined up. That's just not me. I might do the friend with benefits. I might do a one night stand, but I am not going to then turn around and go on a date. And nothing he can say is going to make me say I would.
So here's an honest question.
Yeah.
Especially to guys.
Yeah.
If you have a dating pool, you've got 3 women that you could potentially be matched with, and the first one you go out with wants to sleep with you, do you say no? Do you cancel your other dates? I didn't, and I didn't.
Mr. Fix-It, what would you have done? Since you're the one asking these questions, what would you have done? If you were dating, if you had dates lined up with 3 women in like over a week and a half or 2 week period, obviously you saw some sort of potential in all of them. And I'm going to say it like this, but one of them you happen to think is leagues above all of them, and you go out with the first one. Well, actually, she wasn't the first one. You went out with, another one. He didn't sleep with her. And then he went out with this one. And I will point out that when he went out with her, when he was driving to go see her, is when he finally asked me out. I don't know what that's about, but that's when he got the nerve to finally ask me out. So, but anyway.
Okay, because I suddenly had new confidence because somebody wants to sleep with me.
Okay. So he said, I don't know if you guys heard him, but he said the lady he slept with, but you didn't know she wanted to sleep with you.
Sure, I had already slept with her.
No.
No?
On the 8th? No. Although I think he did know. Yeah, you did, because she said she wanted a friend with benefits. So, I mean, obviously, why are you driving all that way for? So anyway, so he had a boost of confidence. So he sent me a message while he was feeling good and asked me to go out. And then we continued talking, but he did choose to sleep with her. We hadn't met yet.
So it's not cheating.
Oh, it's absolutely not cheating. This is not a cheating situation. Guys, I don't even care. I mean, really, we're getting bogged down in the part that I don't care about. I don't care about it, but it is a question related to the topic. You know, while it doesn't bother me, it may bother other people, even though he was not committed to me. You know, I mean, I also worried about the other woman. Like, you slept with her 4 days in a row. What is she feeling?
FWB, come on.
Yes, she said she wanted a friend with benefits, but she lied. And this is something that more of that caution. You have to be careful with people because they don't always say what they really want because they're afraid they'll get no dates. So in this dynamic, the woman said she wanted a friend with benefits, but she clearly wanted more based upon her reaction when he told her, hey, we had a great time, but I don't see us having a long-term relationship. She wanted more. She definitely wanted more. He didn't know that. I say let it go. I agree, Kathy. And after this 2-part podcast, we won't be talking about it anymore related to us. It's over. I am fine with the whole thing. I wouldn't sleep with them until I was willing to commit to her, or at least an idea of doing that. See, and that's how I am, Mr. Fix-It. Now, I've broken that rule a few times, as I admitted to Mike. I've had some one-night stands on first dates, but my rule in general is I do not get intimate until I know that I'm feeling like this is going somewhere. And here's the thing, though. That can happen really fast. So I told him, I'm not sleeping with you on the first date. It's not happening. But but if our second date goes well, I might. And I did. So let's see. I'm sure she's excited that she gave you confidence. What? Yeah, she's I get that sarcasm, Mr. Fix-It. And I agree with you. And you know what? Here's the thing. Mike agrees too. It's just pride, I mean,
Don't be dissing the long game.
Yeah, he's like on the hot seat here. It is what it is. But I agree. I totally agree. That's why I started out by saying I feel for her. I did.
Even though she clearly stated she wanted an FWB.
She did, guys. She totally said, and she said it in their conversations as well. She didn't want a relationship. She just wanted a friend with benefits. She wanted no strings attached. So in his mind, and I agree with him on this, he did nothing wrong. I agree 100%. We weren't in a relationship. He was not in a relationship with anyone. And this woman didn't want anything more than a one-night stand or, a 4-night stand, whatever. And she didn't, according to what she had told him, didn't expect to see him again. If she did, great. If she didn't, doesn't matter. I wouldn't sleep with anyone until I'm in a committed monogamous relationship. Yeah. And I think most women are probably that. That's how they are. There's a lot of men that feel that way too. But here's the thing. Those men who feel that way, it is not uncommon that they are visiting their friend with benefits, just like Mike did. Now, I understand. Maybe that's why that part doesn't bother me so much, because I know guys do this. Women do this. People do this even when they feel like, yeah, this may turn into something, but it hasn't yet.
Talk a little about Chris.
Well, I don't know if I should talk about Chris because he's not here, and we are doing a part 2.
He's in a similar situation.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, rest assured, do not worry about this. This is not bothering me. We did talk about it, and we are better than good. I think every time we go through stuff like this, it's great. We learn so much about each other. So yeah, we're good, but it is a good topic. So Chris is going through something similar to this, and I'm watching this. He calls me. He's told you guys he calls me all the time and talks to me about things. Well, he's talking to me about this stuff, and I'm like watching it unfold, and I'm telling Mike, I'm like, he's doing exactly the type of thing that we talked about. And so I did tell Chris, I gave him the caution, and I said, when you get to the point that you think there's a someone that's clearly more for you than the other, you need to start thinking about her when it comes to long-term effects. How will she feel long-term? Is it going to come up? Is it going to be a question? Is she going to wonder when she finds out how hard you went for the other woman? Is she going to wonder, like I wondered, what was wrong with me? You dated me, you know, in her case, you dated me so much, but you kept going after the other person. You know, what was I lacking? Why, you know, these are questions that could come up. They could hurt feelings, and I'm actually concerned about his heart. You know, that if she does feel a certain kind of way later on down the line, if they were to fall in love, whoever he ends up picking, if it is even one of these two, could she, you know, start wondering, how come you had to, you know, date that other person so long? Why, you know, why are we really not that great? Or I don't know. You never know how people are going to think emotionally, right? You just don't know. So why take the chance? To me, I think that the only solution is to not double date, you know, not date multiple people. I think looking at what's going on with Chris, looking at what happened with us, I honestly feel like my way of doing things is a smart way. You don't have to do it my way, but I think it's smart. I think it's smart. As soon as somebody pulls out into the lead, you should give that your attention.
Drain the pool.
Yeah, drain the pool. Yeah, you should. You should give that person your attention, because it's not fair to you or them if you don't give it all your attention. You can't learn if you really want to be with somebody if your attention's divided all over the place, right? Yeah. How is so Chris, let's just say, I mean, I don't want to talk about what he's doing because he's not here, but let's just say he's dating 5 women, right? And let's say it's getting really muddled, and you know, and a couple of them are standing out strong, and you know, so then he wheedles it down. Okay, good for him. You know, get it down to 2, and then one is the clear winner, but he can't make the decision. I mean, if he would just concentrate only on the one, wouldn't he be able to give it more mental
and have a better chance with her?
Yeah, it would have a better chance with her by allowing her to have all of him so that they can figure out. I think that would hurt more. After a certain period of time, you need to make a choice. I think that would hurt more. What would hurt more? I wouldn't sleep with anyone. I mean, I think she's saying it would hurt more if you kept dating multiple people. And I agree, because then you say you agree. So I agree. I just think that it makes more sense to give yourself fully to a relationship if it's going to have a chance. That's fine. Men don't really want a woman who sleeps on the first date.
Has she met any men?
Mike said, have you met any men? I will say this. All people are different. There is a whole slew of men out there who do not think less of a woman. Actually, it can put her squarely in his crosshairs because men lead with the physical attraction. That will, I mean, if a man knows that there is a strong physical attraction because you guys did sleep together, that's more than half the battle probably with a guy, which is part of the problem that I have talked about in the past, because I have said you shouldn't sleep together before you make sure there are no red flags. And this is why, you know, not Mike and my situation, but if you do sleep together on the first date and you don't know anything about their red flags, women tend to get emotional. Men a lot of times can pull out of it when they start seeing the red flags, but sometimes they can't. Sometimes men are exactly the same, especially if they haven't had a lot of sex, if they've been, on a dry spell, or if their entire life they haven't had a lot. A man can decide to stay with a woman because she sleeps with him simply because he doesn't want to go without sex again for 10 years. And he thinks, because he's not thinking, he thinks that he can put up with anything. There is nothing that she can do that's going to make me not be okay with this. And he would be wrong. Having someone be with two people. Yeah, I agree. Hopeful. Oh man, this makes me so happy that I'm single. Oh, Kathy. I had a man totally friend zone. He friend zoned you, Hopeful, because he didn't want to hurt me. Yeah. I hate when guys say that. Like I've had men say, I could hurt you so much. I'm like, what do you mean? And I had men say that to me and what they meant, and they were honest. That one guy, totally honest with me. Well, because I see your weaknesses, and I could exploit them. I could totally make you fall in love with me, and I would be playing you 100%. Like, oh well, fuck, man. Okay, bye. Like, thank you for being honest. And I don't know if he thought that we were going to go somewhere from there, or if he was kind of giving me a heads up. Like, he listened to my podcast though. I don't know that somebody could meet me, and I don't think so. Meet me immediately, be like, oh, I see all your weaknesses and all your cracks. And, yeah, it is. It's just an excuse. I don't want to hurt you. It's like, dude, I will wreck you. You're not going to hurt me. You're going to be crawling out of this relationship. No, don't let guys do that to you. If a man tells you that he doesn't want to hurt you, or he doesn't want to be with you, or a woman tells you that, just say thank you, because they're saving you a bunch of bullshit. Thank you. Bye-bye. You'll be fine. That's sadistic. What is sadistic, Mr. Fix-It? What I said about that I would wreck him? Is that sadistic? Or was it something else? Am I going to wreck you? See? He said no. He shook his head, trust me. But I have him tied up here, so he has to say what I want. Mike.
What's sadistic, Mr. Fix-It?
Have I wrecked you?
No.
Would I wreck you?
No. I think we're great for each other.
Yeah. No, I was being facetious. I was exaggerating a point, or to make a point. Mr. Fix-It. Okay, guys. So anyway, next week, what he said to you. Oh, yeah, you're right. That was sadistic. Yes. It really was.
This other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. And I was grateful that he told me. I was. Yeah, he didn't have to tell me. He could have played me. It was like a social experiment. So he listened to all of my podcasts and he learned everything about me, and it worked. I still feel really stupid. I really do. He made me think I had created this man in a lab just for me. How could I not know? How could I not know? Doesn't anyone worry about STDs? Yes, I'm sure, Kathy. I mean, okay. So what I see is most people talk about these things, and they test and they're clean, and they make a point of saying they're clean and they're tested. People who are have an active sex life and it's not with the same person, they're not monogamous. I think most people take that pretty seriously. I'm sure not everybody does. You do have to be careful. Because there are people out there. I mean, that's what we're talking about right now with this guy. There are people out there that are going to lie to you to get whatever they want. So, I mean, wear a condom. Always, make a rule. Nothing without a condom. There are ways to take care of that, because yes, Kathy, people do worry about STDs, and absolutely should. Yes. I mean, I've been out of my marriage for, I don't know, almost 4 years, and well, longer than that actually. And I've been tested just because I've slept with some people this year alone. I have not slept with that many people, but I did get tested a couple of times this year. And no, I mean, I haven't even, I mean, before I met Mike, it had been one person in July and then one person in March. So, I mean, I'm not out there. And the one in March was my friend with benefits experiment. It went very well. I wish I had a reason to be tested.
When to go exclusive?
When to go exclusive? So yeah, that would be the question, guys, that I'm curious if anybody wants to share their thoughts on it. When do you decide to go exclusive? And do you think that even when you haven't said exclusive, and I think I already got my answer to this, that you should limit the people that you're actually dating, and maybe not date anybody, but the person you're thinking you may want to go exclusive with. That's where I fall. I fall clearly over there because it's just too distracting to do anything else. But I'm imagining there are people who keep dating other people if they're not exclusive.
Well, the next episode, Drain the Pool.
Call the next episode Drain the Pool. So when do you drain the pool? When do you drain the dating pool? When do you decide to stop dating other people? After 3 to 4 successful dates. Yeah, I mean, I would agree to that.
One for us.
Yeah, we did it on the first date, but he wouldn't have, because as he keeps pointing out, he had no dating experience. And when I told him what I do, and I as I already said, I stopped talking to other people. I definitely don't date other people, but I stopped talking. I stopped spending my time talking to other people, because when I talk to other men, it's with the intent to date them. Why am I going to spend that time doing that with them when I have him that I'm going out with and we're talking all day? I wouldn't do that. So date one, when I knew, I know. Yeah, I did see that. Date one, when I knew that I wanted a date two. So for me, I don't have to say, this is my person, I want to be exclusive. I don't need to be there. I just need to know I want another date. And that's when I stop. Okay. So Mr. Fix-It, after 3 to 4 successful dates, what do you say now that you've been in the pool? And what would you say? What would you do in the future if you were dating? I mean, has it changed the way that you would do things, or would you just absolutely do everything the same?
I fell in love with you on my first dates.
They can't hear you, babe.
I fell in love on the first date, so I can't say. I don't know.
Guys, we were like, is love at first sight a real thing? And there's such a mixed bag out there. People are like, no, that's infatuation. Hello. It's like, we don't believe that. But anyway, so he doesn't know. No, based on this conversation, based on what you had to listen to me ask you, because of the not asking me out and dating other people before me, even though you could have been dating me, all that stuff. Would you do anything different?
I would have asked you out first, because I spent the most time trying to get you to go out with me, but I needed more confidence.
Okay. So in the future, if you were single again, you would ask out somebody that you were interested in instead of waiting. Right. That would be what you'd change.
Yes.
And would you multiple date before you were ready to commit?
No.
Or okay, so you think that you agree?
Drain the pool. Yeah.
You think that it divides your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that is how I feel. And I mean, I think Mr. Fix-It does too. His timeline's, a little different, not much, but I think he agrees. I think most reasonable people probably would say, yeah, I don't want to divide my time if I think that might be someone that's, when the two people know that they are fulfilled in the relationship and don't want to be with anyone else. I mean, definitely at that point. Now, so you're saying that's when you should go exclusive, right? Because it was kind of a double question. When would you stop multiple dating people and talking to other people?
Which is kind of the definition of exclusive.
I don't think that's exclusive, because I didn't tell you I'm getting rid of all these people. I didn't say anything. No declarations were made. I made sure you knew that. I said, I'm not saying anything other than I don't want to divide my thoughts. I would like to give you some time. I would like to figure out if this is good for us. So I just want you to know I'm not going to be asking other people out right now. That's not exclusivity, because that's not.
You're taking other people out of the equation.
Yes, but I'm not deleting them, and I told you that. I said, I'm not getting rid of them. And when he deleted these women, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Look, when you know, you know.
And I told him, I'm like, I am not doing that. I never said that you should not have done that. I told him, I'm like, you should not have done that. I'm not doing that. If this doesn't go well tomorrow, if I don't want to see you anymore, I'm not going to have to start over again. My pool is still full. Okay. Now I haven't been back on. I don't talk to anybody. I haven't talked to anybody since we met. So it ended up that way. Yes. Now I deleted everything, all the apps. Okay. But I didn't do it that day. Huh? No. I think there's a difference between dating one person to find out if they're your person versus exclusivity. First, you date them and make sure you want them. Then you go exclusive when you guys know, yes, this is what we want. To me, that just makes sense.
You're also saying stop talking to other people.
Correct, because
to me is a form of exclusivity. You're not talking to anyone else.
Yeah,
you're excluding everyone else from your potential suitorship.
But not because I want to be. And I made it clear. And maybe that's apparently I didn't make it clear because he's, I don't know, you playing devil's advocate or what. I made it clear. I'm not. I'm not saying you're my it. I'm just saying I get too divided and it's too confusing talking to that many people when I want to pay attention to you. So no, it's two steps. And yes, I get that that's sort of like a form of exclusivity, but it's not for the purpose of saying we're exclusive. See, that would be different. Then I'd have to break up with you and it'd be a whole thing. When you're talking about the first step, I don't have to break up with you. All I got to do is say, yeah, it's not working. I don't know. Don't want to continue. Don't want a third date.
Beach Buddha Coffee, 8:06 p.m.
All right. Why did you say Beach Buddha Coffee?
That's the sponsor.
He's playing Chris.
Hey, Beach Buddha Coffee.
Yes. Okay. I know Kathy agrees. I think Mr. Fix-It agrees. So good. All right, guys. Look, we're done with this episode. We could keep talking because there is a lot to say, and we are doing a part 2. And that'll be Tuesday. We're going to talk to Chris. We're going to see how much he's willing to tell us about what's going on in his life.
His dating pool.
And his dating pool. We'll see what we get. I promise you I'm going to try to get it out of him. I wouldn't put a timeline on it. That's fine. So yeah, we're going to talk to Chris on Tuesday. We're going to get his opinion on this. I guarantee you that it's a lot more polar opposite than mine than his is. Yeah, you really didn't hear much from him in the way of disagreeing, just a little bit. What?
I learned my lesson.
Oh, so, but Chris will disagree. I promise you. So stay tuned for that. So we're done for tonight. Let me tell you our contact information. If you'd like to get a hold of us, if you have comments, guys, look, Chris isn't here. Would somebody email him, please? Nobody's emailing this man. Mike emailed him tonight. I'm sure he got a thrill out of that.
You see shitless podcast.
Yeah. So please, come on, you guys. You come here every week. Can't you throw the man a bone? Gosh. All right. Exclusive to me means deleting all the apps. Yes. Thank you, Kathy. And that was the second step. I deleted all the apps, probably not far in. I would say 3 or 4 days in. We saw each other every day. So I don't think since we met, we've probably only not seen each other a couple of times.
It's been over a month.
Yeah. It's been like 5 weeks now that we've been dating. But anyway, I digress. If you'd like to get a hold of us, Real Talk with Christine at gmail.com and Real Talk with Chris Anthony at gmail.com. Email us. Somebody email Chris, please. He'll say don't email him. He thinks the reverse psychology is going to work on you. So, we'll tell him I got you to do it. So do it so I can say that. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all I have. You guys were great. Lots of feedback. I appreciate it. We did good without Chris and with limited Mike here. Huh? Limited Mike. All right, guys. What are the emails? Okay, I'm going to put the emails in the description of the podcast, but it's Real Talk with Christine at gmail.com, Real Talk with Chris Anthony at gmail.com. If you look on YouTube and you look in any of the descriptions on any of the past podcasts, the emails are at the bottom of the description. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you for playing. I appreciate your feedback. Mr. Fix It. I do appreciate your
Candor.
Yeah, your candor. I was going to say his combative nature because I was going to tease you because you weren't. I'm kidding. But yes, I really appreciate your questions and your feedback. I love it. All right, guys, come back on Tuesday and we'll talk to Chris about this and find out what the hell he's doing. All right. Love you all. And go to the Facebook page, the group, and say hi. Join. We almost have 300 members. Not too bad. So I think we only need a couple more. So go do it. All right. Talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, Mike.